Welcome, everybody, back to the Saddle Up Show, a podcast here that covers the Indianapolis Colts for Sports Illustrated and Fan Nation Horseshoe Huddle. We have a special episode today. As you're noticing, this is not our Wednesday time slot. We have a special interview with none other than Carrington Valentine, cornerback out of Kentucky. Carrington, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. So did I get the pronunciation correct? Is it Carrington?
Yep.
All right. I am one to just butcher names, so just had to make sure real quick for you. So Carrington, this draft process so far, like how has it been for you? Any nerves, anything like that? Like I'm assuming this is the first time you've ever had to go through anything like this.
Yeah. It's been good. It's been, I've always dreamed about playing in the National Football League. It's always been a dream since I've been a kid and stuff like that. So, getting closer and closer to the day, a little nerves are coming, but wherever I end up in, I'll be blessed and happy.
So when people look at you as a prospect, there's a lot of questions, obviously, with this past season. You made the decision to kind of opt out, prepare for the 2023 draft. So for you, kind of like what went into that decision-making process?
I felt like, that I was like ready to go out there and compete at a higher level, and just go out there and play against, the best in the world and those guys, and even, just expand my learning even at that level and stuff like that. So those are all like the deciding factors that I really played into, me coming out and stuff like that.
Yeah, so after the opt-out decision, we head into this draft process. The first kind of chance that anyone gets to see you a little bit after a year off is the scouting combine. So the scouting combine comes through. You do the measurements and you do a couple of the drills, but for the most part, you left the agility aspects for your pro day later. But so looking at the little bit of work that you did do at the combine, like how was that experience for you?
It was good, even just like, jumping and just doing your jumps and stuff like that. There's still like some nerves, some little nerves that you feel there, but you just got to use that to your advantage. So that's what I feel like I did, just showing off like, my explosiveness and, why I belong in those listed names of guys that are out there and stuff like that. So just going out there and competing still, just treating that guy as another day, even though it's still like a job interview, you still got to just go out there and compete.
So I've asked this. I've had this conversation with a few prospects now. They've said that like once you get to these like NFL measurements, that like you get your numbers back and they shock you at times because you've just been told your whole life or you've measured differently other places. So you came in at just under 6 foot, I believe. I think it was like 5'11" and a little under a half.
Yeah, that was a little eye opener to me, but
So before that, if someone would have asked Carrington before the combine, how tall are you? What was your normal answer?
How tall I am?
Yeah.
I would definitely say like 6 foot, 6'1.5" in that range. I sometimes would say 6'1", but that's what I felt like I was. But when they said 5'11.5", I was like, it hurt my pride a little bit.
Hey, everybody always wants to be able to say 6 foot, and I'm always a big one. You round up.
Yeah.
So in my book, I'm still going to call you 6 foot, Carrington. No problem about it. So when those measurements happen, like, is it in cleats? Is it barefooted? Like, how do they like dictate those measurements?
Oh, you're barefooted.
Yeah.
You're only in compressions actually. So you go up there and then they measure you in front of everybody, and then they say your weight, and then they stretch out your hand and show your wingspan and everything. So I feel like what goes for me is even though like I'm 6 foot, like I have the wingspan of a 6'2" person. So it works for me.
Hey, that helps, but you also that means your playing height's going to be bigger. Your playing height's going to be bigger than the 5'11", so we got that going in your favor.
Yeah.
So, like I said, anyone that asked me going forward, Carrington Valentine, 6 foot. So then past combine, we get to go to your pro day. I had the pleasure of actually being out in Lexington for this. This was a big one for you. Really, really solid outing, of course. This is going to be the first where you can kind of show off that athletic aspect of you after not doing the agility testing at the combine. So the first event for you was the 40-yard dash. And I'm gonna say that was the first moment of the day where I literally saw scouts. They had, for those that weren't there, they had like these little bleachers set up, like sitting right there, right next to where the 40-yard would end. So we see you run the 40, and I physically see scouts get up and comparing clocks to each other. So like, how do you feel after your first and what ended up being your only run of the day?
I felt good. A big question that I got from everybody was how fast I was. When it shows up on tape, people don't think that I have 4.3 speed. But I never got challenged by anybody that can really stretch me. And then no one caught the ball and kept running. And I feel like my technique was good to where like I also slow people down. It's just I play physical. That's out of choice. It's not out of fear of speed. So just going out there and then checking the box and showing people that I can run when I need to. It really was. I mean, that was the big thing for me. Just showing people that I can run. So when I heard the 4.38, I was like, all right, you know what I mean. So I feel like I put all the doubts that that 4.5 stuff out of the wind.
Yeah, that definitely had to feel good. The clock that was nearest to me read 4:38, like you said.
Yeah,
I think the slowest time that I had seen when I was looking around comparing was a four. I saw a 4:42. So when the
yeah,
official time came out as a 4:44, I was kind of shocked because like all the
yeah.
times I was seeing near me were in that 4:38, 4:39. I saw multiple in that area.
Right.
The official that was put out was a 4:44. I like to tell people when I was there that it looked faster than that. The
Yeah,
explosion out of your down stance was just
yeah,
impressive. Like it was that moment of the pro day for sure, where everyone was just like, "Wow, this guy can move."
yeah. The 4.44. I don't. It is what it is. It was 4.38 on somebody's clock. So that's all that matters to me.
Hey, that's the clock we care about, right?
Yeah. Right.
So the next part of the pro day that I think caught some eyes, you get to go run your shuttle, which again you did in a very solid time. I believe the official time that came out is a 4:15 for the shuttle drill. But it wasn't even how fast you ran it that gets my reaction for this. Because you didn't even wait for a time, like you didn't know, like have the official time slot. But as soon as you finished that shuttle, you gave a stare to the scouts on hand that just oozed confidence. So if you can go back to that moment for me, like what was going through your head after you finished the shuttle?
Um. When they said 4.15, it was someone told me I ran a 3.94 too. That was crazy to me. They said I don't know where they got the 4.15 from, but it is what it is. Because I used to. It's funny because when I pre-tested, I actually hit a 3.8, like 7 or something like that. Yeah. So when they said 4.15, I was confused, but like I knew that and my stop and start is that's what I can do for me. What I mean, if anyone had to bang on someone stopping, it'd be me. So I had the confidence going in there, and then just that's how I always practice it, just stopping on a dime at the finish and stuff like that. But just the way it felt, I knew it was fast, and I knew one of the guys, I one of the guys when I stopped, I don't know who it was, but like when he looked at the clock, he was like, "Whoa," you know what I mean? So that's what I said. Like I'm like, what I mean? That's what I knew it was a good one. So I was like, that's what I do best. So that's what I felt like that's what was going through my mind.
I believe the first thing I saw you do after you left that area was you kicked the shoes off. Like you were like, "Yep, we're done. We're done for the day." That
Yeah,
was it.
yeah, yeah. I was like, let's get ready for drills.
I like it. I like it. So then going back 2 years, obviously, with the missing in 2022 for the sitting out aspect of it, you kind of have a little bit of experience playing on the inside and outside as a corner. So looking at the next level, I think you have that size where you are going to have the option to do both at the next level as well. So do you have a preference on getting played in the slot / nickel or going outside and being a boundary guy?
No, I really don't. Wherever a team needs me and to play at, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Whether it's inside, outside, I can, I feel like I can cover either one pretty well. So, just going out there and then wherever a team needs me to go in and, wherever they need me to cover and show up is where I want to go.
I respect it. I respect it. Another aspect of what sometimes comes in the NFL when you're a draft pick early on, while you're waiting for defensive snaps, it's special team snaps. You
Yeah.
have some special teams experience, so like, how do you attack that differently? That mindset that it kind of takes difference from special teams to defense.
You know, I wouldn't say you tackle any differently. Like the same effort you put in on defense and like playing corner and stuff like that, to me, is the same effort you should put on, special teams and stuff like that. So, I've been on special teams since I was a freshman. I started on punt as a freshman and played some kickoff, and then even throughout my whole year, then I ended up starting on pretty much every special team that there was. And just going out there, you just got to take pride in it and stuff like that, and just have fun. I feel like, what I mean, with some of the guys out there, they've never even played special teams. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, I'm a football player, so I'm just going out there because I love football. So wherever I can get on the field at is wherever I can get on the field.
Hey, I think that's the exact mindset to attack it with.
Yeah.
So another one of your teammates is also getting a lot of buzz this draft cycle, obviously, with quarterback Will Levis. What was it like to kind of battle him in practice every day a couple seasons ago, which just so happened to also be his best season as a collegiate player? So like, what was it like kind of battling with him in practice and being his teammate, even though you were on the offensive side of the ball?
It was fun, and it was like, you got another person that that likes to compete, and they say iron sharpens iron. So he used to come at me at practice, and I used to give him some trouble at practice and stuff like that. So just going out there, I made him better, he made me better, and now we're both here. So he's gonna translate well and at the next level, and hopefully he goes high like everyone tells him, or everyone says he is.
There you go. One last thing here before we just get a little last statement from you. But when it comes to the Indianapolis Colts, what kind of communication have you had with them this draft cycle, if any?
I done had some phone calls with them. I had an informal interview with them, and they just asked me like like what type of person I am. You know what I mean? Just asked me about some of my film and stuff like that. They said they like me and stuff like that. So just hitting all the little checkpoints and check boxes that they had questions about and stuff like that. But it'd be nice to end up in Indianapolis, and stuff like that. It'd be nice to end up anywhere actually. So just going out there, and if I end up in Indianapolis, giving them my all and everything, and going out there and competing.
Say it wouldn't be too far from home from you, being a Cincinnati kid, right?
Yeah, wouldn't be far at all.
There you go. So last thing before I let you go, the announcement's going to come Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Doesn't matter which day. We're going to hear Carrington Valentine's name called at the draft stage. What is that team getting in Carrington Valentine as soon as they make that draft selection?
A competitor, uh, a lockdown press man corner, someone who's durable, and someone who's a dog that's ready to go fight every day. Go out there and compete. Someone who's willing to learn. I'm only 21. I'm young, so I'm still learning some things. But someone out there who just loves football and going out there to compete. You know what I mean, and make a difference in an organization. So just all those things, I feel like, is what whoever drafts me is going to get.
I appreciate the time today. As always, guys, this is the Saddle Up podcast covering the Indianapolis Colts for SI Now and Fan Nation. That was Carrington Valentine. Make sure you guys are following his work and be prepared to hear his name come this weekend at the NFL Draft. Thanks again for coming on, Carrington.
Thanks you for having me, man. Really appreciate it.